Okay, so today we'll continue with what we were doing in the last session. So I told you that we'll try out some assertions today. Okay, so for this, see what I have done is, did you people register with Yahoo? Yes, no, guys.
Yeah, done.
Okay, so first thing what we'll do is we are going to make use of Flickr account. Uh, to do or get a complex JSON where we can do some validations. Okay, so first thing we will go step by step. So let me just open my bookie. Okay, so here, okay, so I'm sharing this link with you. All of you, please click on this link. Okay, please do that quickly. I have sent it on the chat, and there will be a link here. Download the project. Okay, so go to this window, right click. So after you click on that link, open it in new tab, you will get a file like this. Fine. Yeah, and once you get a file like this, right click here and say save as one of your folders. So can you Anamika share your screen? I'll just quickly do it for you. Please do that quickly. Anamika, can you hear me? Okay, so once you go here, okay, so I'll open this, download the project in new tab here. Okay, others also please keep doing it with me. So once you come here, right click on this file and say, right click and okay, file, control A. Okay, some browsers will allow you to save it. It is not saying, so then right click here again. Copy link. Why it is? Which browser is this? Is there an option to save it? Which browser are you using, Anamika? Can you save? How do we save in this browser? Print, settings, find, read out loud. Anamika, which browser are you using? Can you save this file?
Yeah. So let me open this to my Chrome actually.
Yeah.
So then, yeah. So let me open to Chrome and then. Actually, I just came from office today, so sorry for. I'm just having my dinner. Okay.
Yeah, right click and yeah, now I'll do it.
Okay.
Right click. So then you have to save it as save as. Okay, so go to the directory where you want to save it.
Yeah. It's under C and API testing.
Yeah, save it here.
Yeah, save.
Okay. Others also, I hope you are trying it along with. Once you are done with this, then open your SOAP UI tool. So, can you open your SOAP UI tool? Okay, so now go to File. There will be an option to import. Import project. Yes, click on import project. Yeah, select that file. Yeah, select that file here. Click on open. Okay. Close this other windows, these ones, the ones that are open. Yeah, close all this. Yeah, please quickly close. Okay. Now what we are going to do is, what we have done is we have imported a existing project, and it's a little complex in terms that it has a lot of data which is returning, so that we can play more on this. So if we expand it, there are a number of uh, requests available. So this returns a JSON, a complex JSON. So do you see here that this is the API endpoint and this is the entire URL here. So, and these are the values which are passing. So I will explain all this to you in a little bit more detail in some time. But there is a key here. Can you see, Anamika, API key? Sandeep Smitha, this API key. So first of all, we need to fetch this API key. So can you copy and paste that URL, Anamika, here in the browser which I sent to you earlier? That SOAP UI link, the one which I sent you in the chat. Can you copy it from the browser? Not here, not here, in the browser. Copy that URL and paste it in the browser. Yeah, so no, not this. Before this, there was one in the chat, right? soapui.org. Yes, yeah. So once you open this, no, it is still not copied. Okay. Now in this URL here, if you will come down, so there is an also, these are API or some REST APIs maybe, which are provided by Flickr for you. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to generate key to make use of this URL. So we will click on this link here to apply for the or get the API key. So please log in with your Yahoo email and password here, which I told you to create yesterday.
Naresh, can you send me the link of that particular site?
It is on the chat.
No, I just joined back.
Okay, okay. Please log in with your Yahoo mail ID here. Site can't be reached. Try it once again. Take the URL in the Chrome and try it, please. Anamika, are you sharing your screen or what?
Simply, should I go to yahoo.com and log in?
No, please type that URL in the Chrome browser. We have to generate the key.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, okay, let me try one more time.
Naresh, I'm getting one before we get started. So it is asking for details for the home country. Should I go with that or should I continue with the current setting only?
You can current setting. You can continue with current setting.
So should I go with on this this link,
Yeah,
Naresh?
click on this. Yes.
Yeah, let me copy this because it's a keep. I don't know which browser is this. So I some version and
Click and copy the URL. Click it. It will open a new browser. Copy that and put it in the Chrome.
okay. Link and okay.
Yeah, give you. Come down. Come down. Next. Okay, now just 1 minute. So once you go here, once you have done all this, go to this URL. I have just pinged on URL to you. Click on that URL. I have copied one URL. Copy and paste that. Anamika, did you take the URL from the chat? One second, one second, one second. Take this new URL I have given. Just copy that flickr.com/ yeah, hit enter. Okay, now just 1 minute. So you can call it app garden. I will just, okay, just 1 minute. Just give me control. Okay, so what we are trying to do is that we are trying to this any name you can give. Okay, and then click on submit. Okay, so this is your API key. Okay, later on, Anamika, try to change this because otherwise people in the video will be able to view your key and use it. Okay, so I'll tell you later on how to change the API key, but currently this is your API key, right? Now, what is the use of this API key is you take that API key. So I copied it and I put it back here in my this location. Okay, and I say V, control V. So I put now we are using Flickr REST APIs which are provided by Flickr for us to play around with, right? And I'm going to hit this green arrow and you will see that SSL is required. So here you have to make it HTTPS. You make it S and then you will hit this green arrow and let's see. So can you see this JSON coming out back? Yes, all of you. Sandeep, Smita, yeah. So what we have done so far is this, that we had a Yahoo account, we generated an API, two things. Third is we downloaded that project of Flickr and imported in the SOAP UI, and then we just put this API value here and hit the this particular arrow, green arrow, to submit the request, and this is the response which we are getting back here. Right now, what is the use of this one? It's a complex JSON which you have to play around with maybe a little bit now and rest later when you have time, so that we can start working on complex what you say JSON files, right? So can you stop sharing now? Okay, so Smita, have you got that in place? Smita and Pallavi, Sandeep.
Naresh, can you tell me from where do we need to download that Flickr project and import in SOAP UI?
Okay, guys, girls, in case you face difficulty in joining, please use your mobile also. You can join with mobile as well, okay? I have sent you that link. Can you take that link?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, so 1 second. So Pallavi, from here, go to download the project.
Okay.
Open a new tab and save this file, save as. So this is the XML file which you have to import.
Okay.
Yes, Sandeep.
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen. I'm getting error actually.
Yeah, show your screen.
Providing the PIP.
Yeah, share your screen, Sandeep. I'm waiting.
So this is I provided.
Okay. Yeah, just click on JSON. Read the message, Sandeep. What is the message? You are trying to view cannot be viewed as XML. So click on JSON tab next to XML, right? On the right side, right. The XML tab is there. Where left? Yeah, click here. Yeah, below that JSON.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Fine.
Please stop sharing. Okay, so basically what I have done is I mean you already have got this setup in place, but just to make it convenient for you, I have also put this particular file on my website, or rather JSON response file on my website, so that you can play around with it. Okay. So just 1 minute. So this is where I have put it. The first block, REST API automation Groovy scripting, SOAP UI. So either you can save it from here, or for your future reference, I have put it here. You can use it whatever you want. Okay. So I am hoping that all of you have got the JSON file in place. So now what we are going to do today is see, there are few things I'm going to show it to you. Okay, so or rather I will. So Sandeep, did you get your project up and running? The other ones, yesterday's?
No, but
Okay,
I'll do it parallelly once we start.
okay, no, not now. So okay,
My Eclipse is set.
you have you have Java and all that installed, Maven and Java.
When I installed
Huh.
Java Eclipse are also.
Maven is there.
Then I installed yesterday.
Okay, share your screen.
Yeah, sure. Just
Okay, so
can you see that, because there I am working with a two screen. I'm not sure whether you are.
yeah, so okay, now I can see your window. Okay, where is your come open a command prompt?
Okay.
You have only shared SOAP UI or what, Sandeep?
Let me share it. Yes,
Share full screen, please.
yes, just one.
Okay, so just open a command prompt. Open a command prompt. Type MVN. Enter. Hit enter.
Yeah, I did it. I did it.
Okay. So Maven is there. So can you go? Oh, it's not recognized. No, you have not done that, Sandeep. On Smita, can you share your screen? Sandeep, can you stop sharing?
Yeah, I have installed.
Yes, share your screen, please. Where is your?
You want me to try?
Did you open a command prompt here?
Yes. Actually, I tried this command and it did work when I tried. Yeah.
It is still not updated. Your
Yeah, I tried it this time again, but so if you go to the C drive,
Click on environment variables. Click on the path below. Click on path. PATH. Go up.
Yeah, I'm looking for it.
Edit it. Where did you put it? I don't see it there.
JDK and this JRE.
Move it up. JDK, the first one. Second.
Yeah.
Select the second. Move it up. Move it up. Up meaning select that and click on move up button.
That's what I'm doing. Can you see it?
Not JRE. You have to do it for JDK.
Yeah.
Move once more. Yeah. Okay. Now. Say okay. Open a new command prompt. Type here echo percentage path %. Yeah, now go to the location where your project is. Yeah, go to JSON. Open this in command prompt. Type here mv and jetty run. Okay, so now guys, what I'm going to do for you is okay, so I'm going to create one more project here. Let me call it. Okay, so I have this already in place, so please try to do it along with me. I'm assuming that your setup is in place. So go to file and say or you can even click here new REST project. Right here give http://local localhost:8080. Okay, give this entry.
Naresh, where are you? I think your screen is not shared.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so create a new REST project. So okay, let me do it again then. Cancel. Okay, I'll go to REST. I will say http://localhost:8080. I'll say okay. Okay, you can give it whatever name you want. Now there are a few calls that we can make, or which we are going to make. So I'm going to do few things. We'll try. So let's say I created first this project with that URL. Here I'm creating my first request. So my first request is going to be /countries/rest/countries, and I will hit arrow, so it gives me the JSON like this, right? So first one which I'm going to create is /countries. Yesterday also we tried this. After I do this, so I will right click on this here, there is a blue arrow left and right. I'll say right click new, and I will say what is that, new, just 1 minute. Click here, new REST service from URI. Again I'll say http://localhost:8080 and say okay. Right, so I'll have one more created. Can you see this? So first of all, let me name this one as something. So I can go ahead and maybe rename it as get all or countries, right? Then this is, I will rename here, right click here and say where is it? Sorry, this here I have to rename this one, get a country, right? And in this I will go to request. Here I will say slash rest slash country/1, right? And if I hit this, so it gives me one single country here, right? So basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create different requests one by one, all of them, and then later on I'll create a suite or convert them into a suite file, right? Is it clear? So let's do it for just first one just now. So can we do it for slash rest slash countries, all of you? Anamika, Pallavi, Smita. So Smita, share your screen and let's see how you are doing it. Yeah, so your project started, that one? Yes, it seems to be up and running. Yeah, fine. Yeah, this is running. Now go to that. Yeah, right. Yeah, this. So just right click on the, 1 second. Yeah, so if you hit, you got all the countries, right? Fine. Now I'll just name it properly so that we know what is what. So I'll right click here and say rename. This is my get all countries. Fine. ETRIE countries. These are all countries, right? Now, do you see this arrow, Smita? Can you say yes, no? This arrow here, add this REST request to test case. Yes. Unmute yourself and say yes or no.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, I can see the arrow.
I'll click here. Can you click on this arrow here next to get?
Yeah.
Click on that. Okay, so it is creating a test suite for me. I'll keep this test suite as this one only. Say okay. Test case name okay. And then okay, so this is the info. I'll keep this as is. Say okay. Okay, so if you will now expand this test suite, here it has the test case, test step, and this is the project. I mean request, in fact. So you convert that particular what we started off with the test suite. Okay, now if you hit this arrow here, can you hit this arrow here where I'm moving my mouse and click on JSON? So this is the same thing, right? Now remember when we were looking at SOAP UI and working on SOAP API, we used to do some assertions, remember?
Yes.
Yeah. So now here also we can do assertions to do a validation. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Click on that assertion. Assertion, if you, yeah, it comes up, then click on a plus sign. Okay, so we are going to define our assertions here. Now click on the script. Click on the script here, and then script assertion. Click on the right script assertion, right side. Yeah, click on this and say add. Okay, so this is where you can define assertions of your data which has come back, right? I mean, we had seen in one of our case. So see, there are various. So cancel this. Cancel this. Click on assertion again. So there were multiple options. Click on the plus sign. So do you remember there used to be property, content, compliance standard, lot of things we tried. So if you click on compliance standard, click on compliance standard, right? So there was a status code used to be there and a lot of stuff was there, right? All this we had tried earlier, right? Then property, content, all those things were there. We have, well, status code, HTTP status code, all those things we have already done earlier, right? So today we are going to try with the script. So again, click on the script. And again choose that. Okay, so here we are going to put some code, say add and we are going to put some of our code here. So give it any name of your choice if you want. Yeah, so that you can say okay here. Okay, so now let's break for 10 minutes. We'll come back and we'll do our assertions for this JSON and XML projects. And then before we do that, I'll tell you how to access the content of JSON. Remember, we did XPather to access the content of XML, right? So similarly, there are some tools to access the content of JSON file, which we'll look at and play around with. And that is how we will proceed. Okay, so let's break for 10 minutes and I'll come back and continue from here. So can you stop sharing?
Yeah.
Okay, let's break for 10 minutes. Hi all, are you back? Anamika, Pallavi, Sandeep, Smita.
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, what about others? Pallavi, Sandeep.
Hello, Naresh.
Yeah,
Can you ping me that Bitbucket link? So my Eclipse is new actually, and I'm not getting project. I have set my Maven also. Yes.
yeah, I have sent it on the chat.
Meanwhile,
Okay, so I'm hoping others are back. So let's get started. So once I do this and I run this request, this is the output I get, right? Yes, Smita? Yeah. So if you will go back to this link,
Yes.
if you go back to this link here, API automation, API resources, I have some links here which I have shared for your future reference, which you can JSON. Okay, so I believe this is the one JSON. Yeah. Okay, I will copy this and I'll put it here in the browser. No, not this one. Xpath. It's an online editor only, right? Okay. There is one more was there too.
There was jasonpath.com.
Yes, that is what. XPath. Just 1 minute, I'll check on my bookie. Okay, jasonpath.com is there. I think I have not saved it there. I'm sharing it on the chat. Okay, so what is this JSON path? Is that you can find out a path of a particular element in JSON, right? So first of all, a quick, I guess we have talked about JSON, right? It's a key value pair, right? Anamika and others.
Yes.
Yeah. So once we get the response back here, I mean, it is difficult to read it like this. So you can take this JSON, for example, and maybe you can put it here. So I will go to, where is that? Yeah, I will put it here, right? So this is my JSON. Now I'll say, now it's a square bracket opening and closing, right? It means it must be an array. So if I put here 0, so can you see it? It's giving me the first entry, right? first entry, right? If I give 0, if I give it 1, it is giving me second entry, which is this one, right? If I put here 2, so this is how we can navigate the content of uh, of the JSON. So this is 0th, this is first, this is second, and this is my third one, right? So if I, after that, if I say dot, so this is 0, 1, 2. So if I want to get the country name, I'll say dot country name. So it will give me the country as China, for example. Is that right, Anamika? Pallavi? Yeah. So this is how you tend to navigate through the content of a JSON file, right? Similarly, what I want you people to try out later on whenever you have time. So you can go here, you can take this complex piece of, so you can click here, I'll copy this. This is that JSON file which came out from my, uh, from my, that API, Flickr API, which we were trying, right? So you can take this now, instead of directly putting it here, there are few URLs which I have shared with all of you, which it's on my website. So if you will go here, there is one online editor to beautify the look and look. Not this is, there is one more. Yeah, so here if you will go, this link I'm sharing with all of you, it's there on my website as well. So if you will go here, and if I copy this, for example, let me remove all this, right? So there are a lot of options available for me to see it as a tree view. Can you see this tree view, Sandeep? Or beautify means it will be formatted nicely for you, that JSON structure. Is that right, Anamika, Pallavi?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a complex JSON, complex in sense that it has a lot of data. So I can now, after beautifying it, I'll copy this and I can put it here in my editor where I'm trying to access the content. So where is that JSON? Here. So let's, so this is better and easier to read here, right? Now, let me go to the top of this one. Now, if you will see that I can say dot. I mean, sometimes it is difficult to understand what's going on in this one, right? But if you are looking through this one as a tree viewer, so you can see that it has two objects. The first is photo and the second is stat. Okay. So if you go back here, I can say dot photo dot photos. So it gives me the entire data which is under photos, right? Photos, or another entry is stat. So if I say stat, STAT, right? So it gives me the value of stat here, which is okay. Is that right so far? Yes, no, yes, no, guys. Can you please acknowledge quickly?
Yes.
Yes.
So under photos, now under photos, I have page, pages, per page, total. So let me split this window like this for you. So I will, I don't need, okay, yeah, so I will split it like this, right? So under photo, I have now, I'll expand that. It has page, pages, per page, total. So under photos, PHOTOS, I have dot page. So you will see that I get the, okay, I'll have to maximize this. So I get the value 1, right? If you will see, is that right? Page value is 1. So if I say pages, value will be 2, right? So if I say dot photo, so there are 100 photos. Can you see, Smita, Pallavi? So if I say photo, PHOTO, so I get all the 100 of them, right? And if I say, let's say star is everything. Now if I say photo 1, so it gives me the first photo. So let me expand this photo, and this is the 0th and this is the 1. So can you see this? 275 at the end. It is 275, same ID, right? Pallavi, Smita?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So under that, if I say dot of ID, it gives the ID of that particular field, or I can simply press dot secret, right? So basically, this square bracket are used if it is an array. Otherwise, it's like a key value pair, right? Wherever there is this bracket, it means it is an array of data, right? So this is how we basically try to navigate the the a JSON file. Okay, so what I will let you do, I'll give you 5 minutes. So you open JSON pather. I ping it to you. One URL. Second URL was to beautify it. So this one was to beautify it so that it is, you try this. And this is the go to my website. On my website there is this first blog. From there you have to copy this JSON and see if you can play around with it for 5 minutes. Okay, so come here, click on this, hover on this location, or you can copy all of this and try to play around with it. Okay, so click on this copy and you can control C and use these two links to play around with with the the JSON that I have given to you.
Notice I come to the blog, but I'm not able
Huh?
to.
What?
I'm on your portal actually.
Huh?
Click on blog also, but I'm not finding that JSON file.
That first blog it is. If you click on blog, open the first link. Can you see this REST API automation using this? Click on this first one. Inside that you will find it. This here. Did you find?
Latest one I can see from 4th March.
You can see what?
Just what I'm looking at. Naresh,
Yeah.
on that blog actually,
Sorry, what?
in your blog, the example for
Share
JSON
your
one you have
screen.
given, right?
Share your screen, Sandeep. Yeah, come down. Yeah, so this is the file, right? You have to copy that. So click on
Just,
that.
yeah, just what I'm telling you, just
Yes.
this is the example you have given, right? So this arrow is
Not
missing
this
on
one,
your.
not this one. The one below it.
Okay.
The one below it. Yeah, this is JSON 2. You can click on that. You can copy like this also. Okay.
Yeah, you were saying.
Yeah, click on that. Yeah, second line. Yeah, click on that. It is selected. Now Control C. Control C. It is still not copied. That is click again. Copy. Control C.
Okay.
Paste it in that.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. Okay, I believe you people can try it out later on. So I will come back and continue. So please, uh, let's have a look at here. So Pallavi, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. So now if you will go back to my website again, I have created a little bit code so that you can refer to it later if you want to. So again, if you'll go to that first blog here, so I'm going to, if you go to this first one here, I'm taking this simple example. You can play around with the other one later on whenever you get time. So let's look at this one. I'm going to go to JSON path, right? I'll put this here and let's start playing around a little bit with this one. So if I say ID,
Or this arrow bracket is missing. That's why.
sorry.
Square bracket is missing at the start.
Oh, thanks. Thanks.
Yeah, I was telling the same thing.
Oh, in that blog. Okay, okay, fine. I will correct it. Yeah, thanks for telling. Yeah. So now here, if I will go, if I put 0 here, I will get the first data, right? First entry, then dot ID, right? So having now that we know how we navigate this particular file, I have put a small piece of code which you people can use. So I'm going to copy this whole thing in the interest of saving time. So let me copy all of this and I'm going to put it here on my so where is my, yeah, so let me close this. I'll go to my JSON project here, right? I'll go to my suite. This was get all countries, right? This was this interest. So if I hit, this is the data I get back, right? Now I'll go to assertions. This is my script. I will again edit it or configure and let me put this code here, the one which I copied. So let me just explain to you. So JSON slurper is used to read this JSON data which is coming as a response. Okay. So okay, let's go one by one. I think so. I'll take line one by one and copy it and I'll explain it to you. So let me first remove this. I'll take one by one. So first of all, we have to do this import, which import we know we are making use of some inbuilt class, right? I did import and after that I get the JSON content. So this will return me that response or the JSON which has come in, right? And then I will convert it into a JSON using JSON slurper, right? Now I hope you people remember that we used to say log.info, right? So I'll say log.info JSON underscore data. Let's say, for example, so if I say okay here, okay, and if I rerun this, okay, I have not put any assertion. Okay, just 1 minute. So I'll configure this. No, here we are not going to log. That was for, okay. So what now I'm going to do is, after I do that, from that JSON, I'll get the, if I say one of that particular entry, right? So this is my JSON data dot country name. So what it is going to return for me, 0, 1. 1 was this particular value, which is 0, 1 is Bhutan, right? So after I get that, what I am going to do is, next entry is, I'm going to assert them. I mean, I'll fetch it from later on from, so this is my actual country, actual and expected is, let's say, first I give wrong value, AIN, DIA, and I say okay, right? So can you immediately see that they two are failing, right, Sandeep? Yeah. So I'll again configure it. Here I'll give Bhutan, BHUTAN, and if I say okay, what happened? Okay, this is actually 0, 1. 1 is actually Nepal here. So let me again configure it and let me put this is an EPA. I say okay. So now can you see your assertion is passing, right? Yes, no, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. So please take this piece of code for the time being. Now this value which I have hard coded here, if I have this is something which I have hard coded here, right? So what I can do is also get this value Nepal from test case. So this is my test case. So I hope you remember we can define custom properties, right? So I can say
Yes.
country name COUNTRY underscore NAME is, what was that? Nepal, NEPAL, right? So once I have this in place, I'll again configure it. I will again go back here. Now I will take this from the, this I have already explained to you when we were looking at SOAP UI. I'll get the country underscore name, the name of the attribute, right? And I'll say country expected and actual, I'll compare them, right? So now what will happen, I mean, I'm pulling this value from this custom property, and this is the actual. I'll say okay, still you will see they are passing, right? If I change the value here to let's say INDIA, it should fail now, right? So if I rerun this, it is failing now, right? But if I change it back to, let's say, Nepal, NEPAL, was it Nepal? Yes, it was Nepal. And if I rerun it, then it starts to pass, right? So this is how we basically do assertions for the data, which is here in the uh, my JSON response. So please take this code from this link, same link. There is this script, Groovy script for automation. Take it and try it out with one small simple exercise and let me know if you're able to do it.
Naresh,
Yeah.
just a quick question. So right now we are just creating one custom property and passing it on, right? If we have like multiple custom properties or multiple values in a custom property, for example, an array, can we do that too?
Array comparison is currently how do you compare an array? You extract value by value and compare those things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so same thing you have to do here as well, right?
Yeah, but if I have like 10 country names, every single time we are just like manually putting Nepal, India, and that's how we're testing.
Yes, so see basically I mean, okay. So in that case, we can use Groovy scripting loops if you want to. Okay, that
Okay.
is maybe one way of doing it. So maybe, honestly, I don't have a code right now for sharing with you, but I will see if I can get a share a code. I understand what you are saying. So
Yeah, because real time would be like that only. We would
yeah,
be checking
yes,
multiple
that is right. So we can
inputs.
maybe we studied some for loops and all that, right? So we can write a for loop,
Okay.
and in that for loop we can keep expecting the values and keep comparing the values. So yes, that is how maybe we can do it.
Yeah, so we can give like an array as an input
Yes, yes.
to the
So
custom property. Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
yeah, we can define a for loop, right? And in
Yeah, I mean to access, yes, but to give as an input, we can give it as an array as well.
yeah, so
That's
this
the
whole thing
what.
could be in a for loop. Instead of putting one here, it will be I, which will be 0, 1, 2, 3 till 10, maybe, right? And
Yes.
similarly, this country name will be def country name equal to country name plus of I. So that will also keep changing every time, right?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you can compare actual and expected values, right?
Yeah.
So please try out this example. So just before you try out, so you, I mean, before actually executing the test case, you can also click on this arrow sign here. So let's say, initially I was trying to say log.info of this JSON data, for example, right? If I copy and put it here, and if I click on this arrow, so you can see script assertion passed, and this is the actual JSON which is returning. So if you want to play around with and see what are the values, so let's say I want to display the log.info of country actual, so I can as well display this also here, country actual, right? So if I run this, it shows me country actual is Nepal, and you can expect it also, you can display, and of course after that you can do the assertions, right? So, Smita, you had asked for how we work on array data. So this is an example which I just found. So
Uh-huh.
as you can see that you can fetch the record from the context, then you can run a for loop and get values and do whatever you want, right? Can you see this?
Yeah, yeah.
I'll share this example with you. You can.
Yes, please. Yes.
Hey, Naresh. Hello, Pallavi.
Hello?
Yeah, Pallavi, I was out for that. Can you please point me where that code was on the blog with Naresh website and then connect one?
Yeah, this is Smita, by the way. I don't know if Pallavi is
Yeah,
here.
Smita.
Yeah, if you go to the website,
Uh-huh. I'm on
yeah, and
website.
then you, okay, just click on the blog,
Uh-huh.
and then the first link that you see, it will have a button, read more.
Oh, okay. It's
Yeah, just
loading.
click there. Yeah, so all three files. Did you get it?
What is this button? Read more about that.
So this is here actually.
Oh, okay. Where's that, Naresh?
This file we are working on. This one JSON 2. So what are you exactly trying to do?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm not able to find this file. Where's this file?
I'll ping the path.
Okay.
Okay, so while you people are trying, just quick update regarding. So what we are in the next session, we are going to look at security, how we handle security with web services and load testing. That is what we are going to look at. And once we are done with those two topics, then I'll be assigning you to a project work so that you can practice all that we have learned. So I mean, from the point of view, of course, we have seen what is REST SOAP, SOAP UI basic features implementation, web service manual testing we have seen, automation also we have tried uh, uh, for SOAP web service and REST web service. Now, while we are trying this, what I should say, REST-based API automation, I just told you how you get the data back and how you do the assertion, right? Right, Smita? We just saw that with the help of this script validation or assertion, right?
Yes.
Now, the response which comes back from the JSON or rather REST API can be an XML format also. So I hope you remember I gave you two projects. So let me just go to that another project. So there is cd dot dot. So I have given you two projects. One is this one JSON and one is REST. Sorry, XML. So if I cd to that XML, right, and if I say mvn jetty colon run and try to deploy this. So if this I showed to you yesterday also, what I'm trying to say is when I get a response back as an XML file, I have already explained to you in details in the discussion when we were working on what you say SOAP UI, that how you can do the validation, right? So if I say slash employees, for example, let's say here rest is this is JSON, this is XML. If I go and hit this URL, get all employees, so slash employees, for example. So you get this XML file, right? Can you see this, Smita?
Yes.
Yeah. So how to validate this? This is something I have covered in good details when we were looking at XPath. Remember XPather?
Yeah. Yes.
So I'm not going to take it up again. We have spent a lot of time doing that and the recording for the XPather. We used to take this, put this file here, right? And then
Yeah.
we used to say slash slash employee, right? Slash employee slash all those things we had tried, right? So
Yes.
so for JSON, I just told you what to do. For XML file. So see there. So when we are working on the SOAP UI, when we are working on SOAP API, the one which we started off with initially, it always gives the response as an XML. Remember, I told you in the case of SOAP web services, request and response is formed in form of an XML file, right? Yeah. But if it is a REST API, the response can be a request and response can also be in the form of what you say
JSON.
JSON, XML, and other formats can also be there, right? So JSON is nowadays used most extensively, and I have told that how to do or how to work on that. Plus, if you are willing to update, so I told you, I showed you some examples of delete and all that also yesterday, right? Yeah. Yeah. So if you are going to perform a delete, for example, so let's say if you want to do a delete, okay, what I will do is I will try to export this, and okay, let me see if I can export it. Export is there, export project, okay, and I will export it where API automation. So I'm sharing this file with all of you. API automation. Yeah. So I'm sharing this file with all of you. Can you please quickly import? This is an XML. What? Okay, yeah. So this is JSON. Okay. So I'm sharing. So I hope all of you are on that classroom, right? Google Classroom. You all have joined.
Yeah.
Yeah. So CLA Classroom. I will go here. So where is my API? Yeah, file here. I will put this, so you can take the file as is and try to import it. So this is my project. Okay. So I'm saying upload. All of you, please go to the classroom and take that file. If you have not don't remember or not joined, this is the code to join that. Okay, so please go to the classroom and take that file and import it in your editor. So once you do that, so okay, so you just import it and you can try it out later as well. So Smita, if you will see, if I have to delete, let's say I want to add a record. Can you see this add here, add a country test case?
Yeah.
Expand this. If you expand this, if you click on request, do you see that it is // blah blah countries, and I'm sending this JSON data which I want to add into the system, right?
Yeah.
If I come here, I had explained. So let's say all countries. I'll hit this. Okay, I stopped the server. I have to start the server. Okay, for JSON, right? cd dot. I have to go back to that JSON. I have to start my server again. Okay, and let me just try to delete the record from here. Or rather, add another country. So if I hit this request again, let's see what is the output I'm getting. I'm getting this output. Where is my all countries? Okay, so can you see the output here, Smita? These countries.
Yes.
I have India, Bhutan, Nepal, and China. Let me add one country. So if I have to add, I'll go to this one. I'll say USA, or let's say Canada, CNADA, right? So here you will see this is the URL /countries, but that method type is basically so here I'm sending the data as a application JSON, right?
Yeah.
Right. Now, if you will go back here, if you will say add a country, if you go to this request, can you see that method is post? I'm posting.
Yeah.
I already explained this to you already.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll hit this. I'm adding Canada. I'll hit this, and it has got added. Now let me say get all countries again. I'll go to, let me close all this. I'll get country again. I'll hit this and say JSON. So can I see Canada here? Yes, it is added here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are functionalities to add get country with ID 1, 2, view all countries, add a country, update or delete a country. So please take that XML file which I have given to you, import it and try to play around with this. Okay. Yeah. So I have created the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I right click and so after this I go here and I can maybe convert it to a suit file. Suit test suit. So you have to play around with the SOAP UI to get comfortable with how you create all this suit and all that. Fine. I have already shown to you, but until you don't play around and do some hands-on, you will not get comfortable with it. Fine. Yeah. So today what we have looked at is I have given you a good number of things to play around with. One is my project, XML project, which if you will import, you will have all this available. So anybody imported so far?
I'm importing. I'm just there.
Okay. Anybody else imported? Okay. So just play around with this. Then I also give you a Flickr project also, right? So you can go to that Flickr and play around with this one maybe. Yeah. For that you have already generated your API key. Once you have this data, try to see if you can add some assertions to that, right? So that will give you some kind of a practice which will help you gain more confidence of how you do automation with the SOAP. Is that fine, guys, girls?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, for example, if you want to find a user, right? So you can just give your API. So these Flickr APIs are available to you. I mean, I have already told you how to get the API key. So just play around with these two projects before we meet for the next weekend. And in the next weekend, two things, important things which I'm going to cover is one is security testing, and then I'll do load testing. And after that, I will assign you project work to work on. So that you can start using all that we have so far. Fine, guys. Okay.
Yeah.
So please try it out. That's all I'm going to cover for today. So in the next session, and before I wind up, I have given you enough work to play around with my project. I have given you which you have to import and play around with Flickr also. Okay. So that you can get comfortable with REST API. Mostly nowadays REST APIs are used. So try to spend more time working on REST APIs, right? Okay, guys, girls.
Yeah.
Any question? Sandeep, Anamika?
Yes.
Yep.
Need to practice a lot.
Okay, so just see, you can practice more later on, but at least have the basic flow in place so that once you want to try it out later when you have time, you can do it, but have the projects and all that ready so that you can do whenever you get time to practice. Okay. So I will put this video on YouTube in like next half an hour. So please go through it and try to get your bit up and running and keep practicing. So as a part of the course, we are waiting to work on the framework development and then a load test and security test, and then I'll give you a project. We'll take a break of a weekend or so that you can start working on the project work and we can use all the concepts that we have learned so far, and then we'll come back and look at other things like Postman and all this is remaining. This they don't take much time and they are very simple, but I think so we should work on a small project to basically make sure that we know what we have learned well. Any question anybody has?
Naresh,
Yeah.
when I'm trying to this import the XML,
Mhm.
it is in the disabled mode.
XML is in disabled mode.
Like it's asking for reload the project. If I'm doing that also, it's not getting reloaded.
Show me your screen.
Yeah. This one is the one which you gave.
Okay, so when you say import, what does it do? Click on file, go to file, import,
I did this import project.
and then what it did? Click on that.
So this is the one XML.
So this is the one I gave. What I gave?
R-
Just 1 minute. This is the one I gave.
Yeah, like I saved it by this
Okay,
name.
you saved it by this name. Okay, say yes. Open. Right click on that. Reload project. What is that? This one. Just for once, just save it with the same name. I'm not sure why you're facing this problem. Just save
Actually,
it.
all my previous projects have also called disabled. I don't know why. When I imported this Flickr one, after that everything got disabled.
Okay, did somebody else also try? Okay, let's
Yeah, Naresh, I also have same problem.
only for this one or what, right? Not other project.
Yeah, only for this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me do one thing. Let me just check it out at my end. I'll try it after the classes, and I will send you a maybe message or a video how to do it. Okay. So I'm
Sure.
not sure, it should not have happened, but let me just try it, and I will revert to all of you. Maybe.
It is a normal XML file, right?
Yes, I mean I just exported. I didn't do any changes such. So I don't.
Maybe while downloading, I'm not sure, but
Okay, I will just try it out and I'll get back. I'm not sure why it is causing. So I will JSON say export. Say export project. That's what I did. Let's- Just 1 minute, maybe I'll say export file, export project as. Okay, I'll just give one more file. Try with that. Otherwise, we'll see it.
are you putting it in classroom again?
Yes, I'll just put it again in the classroom. I have still not put it. Initially, it was an XML file, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that is a problem, but I'm not sure. Did you put the second file?
No, I'm just trying to export. I'm having some problem.
Now it's working for me, Naresh. I just downloaded again and it works.
Okay, can you share your screen?
Sure. You can see here. Press project JSON.
Yeah, so others also please try it out. I think so it should work. So expand that suit file, expand that suit. Does it have all the Anamika, expand the suit, test suit.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Second one, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
everything is there. So please
Yeah.
try it out once again, guys, girls. Maybe something, or maybe create a new workspace. Try it out. It's working for
So
us.
I downloaded this way. You can see.
Yeah, and please don't change the name. I think so. Maybe that might have caused the problem. I'm not very sure. Okay. Okay, Pallavi. Okay, Sandeep, Smita, I'll sign off for now. I will connect with you next weekend. And please try out things I have mentioned.
Naresh, you were saying that you need to change the something, that API key.
Yeah, so we generated for you. I will tell you how to change it. I will send a mail to you or steps.
Okay.
Change that.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Can you stop sharing? Okay, guys, then I'm ending the meeting. Thank you.